Hello world! For the past couple of years, black hats ranging from North Korean state-sponsored hackers all the way to script kiddies have been exploiting a legacy feature in Microsoft Office which dates way back to 1992, using it to weaponize innocent Word and Excel documents which hack unsuspecting victims. The scheme is simple. Usually a victim receives a harmless-looking Excel spreadsheet in a phishing email from someone pretending to be their bank, a Nigerian prince. The cover story could be anything. Unbeknownst to the user, it contains a hidden surprise. In this example, the document claims there's some kind of compatibility issue, and that to resolve it, you need to hit the Enable Content button. But in reality, tapping this button will pwn your PC. By enabling content, a victim is allowing the documents to run malware hidden within an Excel macro. Macros are a legitimate feature in Excel, which have recently become a big problem. They allow you to store boring Excel tasks within shortcuts. For example, I've made a macro which executes when I hit Ctrl and X. It'll take whatever cell is selected and give it a yellow background and bold white text. I know what you're thinking. Satanic, this is an awful design decision. You can hardly even read what it says. That's not the point. The point is that macros are stored as Visual Basic code, so it's not difficult for a bad actor to insert malicious code, to execute some PowerShell command, download and execute more malware. Use your imagination. This is exactly how North Korean hackers attempted to hack Russian companies. An Excel doc delivered by email claimed to have compatibility issues. Clicking Enable Content would download and execute a second stage payload from Dropbox, pwning the company's network, allowing the North Koreans to do their espionage, as you do. Microsoft has recognized that macros can and are used for evil, so when you open a document that contains one, you have to enable it manually for it to run, which is fine, except for the fact that black hats are creative. In this example, the doc claims it's encrypted and that clicking Enable Content will decrypt the file. To you or I, this is obvious BS, but to Karen Bot in accounting, it looks somewhat believable. And unfortunately, the security warning Microsoft puts right next to the button rarely deters people. I mean, the doc does claim to be 100% virus-free, so it must be, right? Of course, they make this whole message look like some kind of a system message or pop-up, when in reality it's literally just text with a green background trying to convince you to click that little button. Macros were introduced to Excel way back in 1992. Since then, they've gone relatively unexploited by cybercriminals. All that changed in 2020 when we saw a massive spike in criminals using macros as a vector to propagate their evil wares. Since then, criminals have been using them like crazy. This is where Microsoft has stepped in to save the day. Well, kind of. You see, there's two types of these Excel macros. The more modern ones written in Visual Basic, if it's even possible to put modern and Visual Basic in the same sentence, but relatively so when compared to XLM macros, the other kind. XLM macros are ancient. Barely anyone uses them apart from a few companies which haven't bothered to migrate over. In fairness, they haven't had long, it's only been 30 years or so. When malicious macros are written in XLM, they quite often make it past antivirus software, simply because the technology is so old that malware detection systems aren't designed to detect it. Criminals really like this, because of course they do. In fact, criminals like this so much that about 90% of all XLM macros in use today are malicious, according to research by Reversing Labs. It's taken Microsoft a while to address the issue, but they've now clocked on and are going to disable these XLM macros once and for all in an upcoming update. Visual Basic macros though are sticking around, so the overall macro threat is only somewhat diminished. This video is sponsored by Roboform. The easiest thing you can do to level up your security is use a password manager. Roboform keeps your passwords encrypted until you need them, and notifies you if any of your passwords have been included in a data breach, helping you stay secure. Roboform is one of the OGest password managers. They've been around since the 90s. I also use them myself. Use the link in the description to grab 30% off an annual subscription, bringing it to just $16, and there's a 30-day refund policy if you aren't happy with Roboform for any reason. If you enjoy this kind of video, make sure to help me out by mutilating the like button for the YouTube AI, as well as turning on those sub notifications. If you want to see what goes on behind the scenes, make sure to follow me on the Instagrams. I'm @JonT, I will of course link it in the description. And if you're looking for something to watch next, go check out my previous video on the massive Twitch hack. As always, sources will be linked in the video description. Stay tuned for more hacking videos, and have a good one.